A big story that's happening in Iran. There are reports in the region that there's been a very massive cyber attack that has taken place on the nuclear infrastructure in Iran. This hasn't been officially confirmed by state agencies in Iran, but there are reports that are emerging from Iran and being widespreadly quoted in the region that there's been a cyber attack, not just on nuclear infrastructure, but there's been an attack on the executive, legislature and judiciary. And this cyber attack is very, very massive. And this isn't the first time that a cyber attack of this nature has taken place in Iran. If you'd recall, in August 2024, there was a major cyber attack on the banking system in Iran, and that was something that could have brought the country down on its knees. I once again want to bring in India Today's Ashutosh Mishra for more on the story. Ashutosh, what more can you tell us about the cyber attack that's being reported that's taken place in Iran? Because this by some accounts could well be the beginning of a multi-pronged offensive. The pager attacks that took place in Lebanon, the cyber attacks that are taking place in Iran, can they be linked? Is there a bigger picture that's emerging?
Well, Iranian official state agency will never acknowledge this kind of threat, and perhaps they know the magnitude of this impact, having the cyber attack on their nuclear facilities, on their military communication, on their banking system has already been vulnerable. Iran having a full-fledged, one of the most powerful country of the Middle East, and the way kind of military logistics and communication and the safest network that they used despite this hacking perhaps has done by the adversary. But this kind of retaliation, it could be the part of one retaliation that Israel plans to, including a military strike on their military installations sooner or later. But has it done by the Israel? That hasn't been acknowledged yet. Is there been an attack? The Iranian agencies are not yet clearing the air about the magnitude of the attacks. But what we are reading from the the Iranian agencies, their social media network, their Telegram network, it suggests the literally larger blackout. So this has literally shut down the entire communication system, the financial system, the military communication, and this vulnerability actually helps the adversaries to penetrate deep in their system and perhaps opt out the data requirement that could be potentially used by the adversaries in this kind of war, because it is not only a battle that they are fighting in the airspace from either it's ballistic missile fired or the way Israel uses its fighter jet, but also about the intelligence. So such kind of cyber attacks on Iran perhaps suggest there is a huge breach of the security, and this would help Iran's adversary to collect massive data that will help out probably in upcoming days when we see a larger escalation between Israel and Iran. Gaurav.
Oh, absolutely. All of this is part, as many argue, of the multi-domain warfare. Warfare is now not just restricted to on ground or in the air, it's even in cyberspace, and a cyber attack on a country is a way to bring a country down to its knees without firing a single bullet. But is this a part of that multi-domain warfare remains to be seen. This is something that every country guards against. For example, there were reports in August 2024 when Iran was a victim of a massive cyber attack. Its entire banking system, data of those who put their money in banks was compromised, and there were some reports that seemed to indicate that Iran had paid big money, millions of dollars in the dark web to ensure that its data was not leaked out.